Conditions such as chronic rhinosinusitis, then chronic adenoiditis, tonsillitis, laryngopharyngeal reflux and chronic otitis media are often associated with the biofilm formation. Lots of research work is going on in the field of biofilm, and it is very important from the patient perspective and also from the treatment approaches. So today we will discuss on what is biofilm, how it is formed, and what are the examples of biofilm in medicine, what is its clinical significance, and how to prevent a biofilm formation, and also what are the treatment strategies. So what is this biofilm? So they are actually fixed microbial community. That should be there should be a surface to attach to, and on this there are a community of bacteria, microbes, and it is covered with the extracellular polymerase substance. Okay, and this EPS is very important because this EPS is providing, it's a tough surface or a tough covering, so that it has got increased antibiotic resistance and host defense mechanism as compared to their free counterparts. Okay, so it's a fixed microbial community covered or encased with an extracellular polymeric substance. That is important. So that is a biofilm. And how it is formed? You know that this bacteria exists in two forms. One is free floating. We call it as planktonic. Single free floating bacteria, and second one is biofilm, and 99% of this bacteria is in the biofilm form. Okay, what is the pathophysiology of this biofilm formation? So the first stage is phase 1 is phase of invasion. A free floating planktonic bacteria coming and invading into the sinus mucosa, and so many single one coming and forming a colony. It makes a colony on the mucosa. Okay, single one coming. Phase 2 is it forming multiple ones are formed. Then in the phase 2, after this colonization, this is first one is an reversible colonization. After that, this pili or the flagella of this bacteria coming and attaching onto the sinus mucosa, and it forms, first it is reversible, later it becomes irreversible. So already it made a mucosal colony, then the reversible colony became an irreversibly attached to the mucosa, and later after this irreversible colonization, this EPS or extracellular polymeric substance, it forms a covering over this colony. Okay, and after that this bacteria is very much active because it got a protection of the EPS, so it becomes very active and it blocks the host cell defense mechanism. Okay, so that is phase 3 or the matrix formation, and after that inside it this bacteria get matured. There is maturation by means of a quorum sensing. What is this quorum sensing? It is in simple term, it is a mechanism by which each bacteria communicate. Okay, they communicate with each other. Their language is quorum sensing. Okay, so by this quorum sensing, they get matured and it will cause a damage to the host cell. Okay, so by that, if it is in the sinus mucosa, it causes ciliary damage. Right? So phase 4 is maturation. After that, phase 5 is chronic inflammation, and it releases pro-inflammatory cytokines and remodeling tissue factors, so that there is mucosal damage, mucosal edema and polyformation. After that, so this thing, it matures, it becomes big. Okay, it becomes big one. After maturation, it releases cytokines, then inflammatory cell mediators. After this by a method of quorum sensing, this colonies mature, it causes chronic inflammation, and after that what happens is it releases this planktonic bacteria, single planktonic bacteria are released, and this will go and the whole thing will rotate. So that there are multiple colony or multiple biofilm formation happens. So this is a pathophysiology of biofilm formation. There are 6 stages, starting from invasion, mucosal colonization, matrix formation by an EPS, then maturation by means of a quorum sensing, chronic inflammation, and then dissipation of this free floating bacteria. All these are the examples of biofilms in medicine. Mainly the dental plaque, then otitis media, chronic rhinosinusitis, then colonization in respiratory infections, mainly cystic fibrosis, colonization in chronic wound, osteomyelitis, endocarditis, and also device related. In ENT, what are the devices mainly in use? That is the implants in trachea, then cochlear implant, then voice processes, etc. So in all these it will come and settle and form colonies. In the clinical significance, mainly it is antibiotic resistance. I already told you, after maturation, after forming the irreversible colonies, it will get a covering of this EPS, extracellular polymeric substance. It gets a very good coating, and this mature inside that safety coating by mechanism of quorum sensing, so that it becomes it's not penetrated easily by the antibiotic. So antibiotic resistance is the most difficult thing. And second, in device related infections, the hospital stay will be prolonged, so the hospital health related cost will be more. That is also the most important clinical significance. Now the early diagnosis of the clinical condition is very important, and these are the diagnostic modalities. One is imaging. Even starting from conventional technique of X-ray to CT scan, MRI scan, PET scan, and also ultrasound scan. Then microbiological culture to find out the type of organism and also the antibiotic sensitivity pattern. Both are important. Biomarkers and molecular technique is very important, and along with that the emerging machine learning algorithms and artificial intelligence for the diagnosis of resistant cases is also very crucial. Okay, and in prevention, the most important thing is to avoid antibiotic resistance. So don't write antibiotic in every case, and also follow the pattern of aware algorithm of antibiotic usage. Hope you know this. If not, I'll explain it later. And also teach or advise the patients not to take antibiotic by themselves, and also to advise against self-prescribed antibiotics. Okay, that is very important. And what are the treatment modality of, because biofilm formation is very important, they are crucial, or the significance, as I already told, it is very important in the case of antibiotic resistance. So what are the treatment modalities against biofilm formation? All these are the treatment options against biofilm. One is in the antibiotic, avoid overuse and also misuse of antibiotic, as I have already said in prevention, and try to give antibiotic according to culture and sensitivity result. And it is better to include beta-lactamase inhibitor if you suspect a biofilm formation, and also local antibiotic are found to be more effective than systemic antibiotic, because at lower doses the local antibiotic will give a desired effect. Okay, especially mupirocin ointment. Mupirocin ointment is found to be very effective against biofilm formation. Then along with the antibiotic, you can add nanotechnology based nanoparticles as antibiotic, as nanoparticles. Then quorum sensing inhibitors like macrolide antibiotics. Then also along with the antibiotic, these are all biofilm inhibitors. Phosphatidylcholine butyrate and herbal remedy, especially manuka honey. So much research is going on this. Manuka honey, especially in case of douching, in case of chronic rhinosinusitis. Preoperatively and also postoperative douching, this honey can be used. It is found to be very effective along with an antibiotic treatment. And whenever possible, decide on doing a surgical intervention. Okay, and if there is a definitive indication, don't postpone surgery. So that is also found to be very effective to prevent biofilm. Then after this, promising therapy is using phage therapy. There are some bacteriophage viruses, that is viruses which can eat or destroy bacteria, that can be used. Immunomodulation therapy, probiotics, and these are under trial actually, recent advance. Vaccination against strep pneumoniae, PCV, then transcutaneous immunization and transcutaneous immunization, TCI, and transnasal immunization. This can be asked in a recent advance also, so prepare on that. Along with this, a lot of research is going on regarding newer drug delivery mechanisms like electromagnetic, then phototherapy, nanotechnology and ultrasonic drug delivery system in order to prevent or to overcome the biofilm formation of the bacteria. Okay.